Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. Although it would be such a weird first video to watch, unboxing video. But anyway, yeah, so I got bombarded with packages between yesterday and today. So I have three that are full of beer and one that's full of beer gear. My friend Chris, who has sent a bunch of beer mails for it seems like forever at this point, sent so much beer it took two boxes. And then Max got at me and he sent off the Nerd Sense guys and Matt at Massive Beer Review and myself some of the same beers, like mystery beers and stuff to do. I definitely at least one mystery beer, like for all of us for sure. And then I think some overlap. I think I might not have that right. And then this month's first sip brew box, which I'm excited for. So I want to start actually with so one of Chris's boxes got here yesterday, and one just got here today. And I don't know how long it's been inside, but I'm opening this one first for one very obvious reason. I am wonder what it could be. Beer. And I'm hoping it's still cold. I can drink one of these because I could use a beer. It's Friday. I got home from work. I had to go get a new car battery. It's freezing out. I just got in, and I want a beer. And hopefully these are cold enough. What are you drinking? Yeah, just kind of. Sorry, Dan. Just kind of said that. Nothing, but hopefully something soon if these are cold enough. If not, I'll just wait. And yeah, I wonder what it could be. Beer on top of beer on top of beer. All right, so I cut the tops off, but this has a box inside of the box. So let's. This is thorough, Chris. All right, so more cutting. Here I was thinking I was going to save us some time from cutting. If this is like some sort of Russian nesting dolls of beer boxes, I'm not going to complain because there's still going to be beer in there. Box feels pretty cold, so I'm hopeful what the beers will be. And I'll just again, I didn't even bring up a cup or glass to drink out of, whatever. Again, it's Friday. It's been a week, and yeah, it is what it is. All right. So yeah, I know he went to Hightower and Masthead. I know that. So assuming I'll get some brews from those places. Through my lenses, double pineapple upside down cake. Holy crap. 8% ABV, double fruited sour. Heck yeah. That one I kind of want to see the color, so I definitely want to pour that out. Man, he sent me a picture of like canned tops, and it was so many beers. I didn't like, he texted me it. I didn't know if that was like everything or what. And like, there's a lot of beer in here. So I'm thinking that was everything. Big Trouble and Little Sandusky, double IPA, 8% ABV. And this is from Clag Brewing Company. Stump me with that one. It's cool can art. Godzilla, American IPA, 7% ABV, also from Clag. Oh, duh, it's written. That gave me a little bit of a pause. I'm like, I think it's an A, right? It's Clag, and then, right underneath, clear as day, Clag. Yeah, I don't know Clag. 7%. That might be the one I drink. Another Hightower fruited sour, pineapple, peach, mango. That's a combo of fruit. Pineapple, peach, and mango all together. This one's 4% ABV. I like the idea of drinking a 4%er right now, but again, I kind of want to see the color of that. I forgot to grab a glass. How to pronounce this? Bactan? 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 I don't know. Russian Imperial Stout, 9% ABV. Holy crap. That'll get you where you need to go. And yeah, it looks like Insurrection. Nice. I've heard really good things, but I don't, unless I'm forgetting, I have not had anything from Insurrection. Just realized these are a little out of frame. Yeah, slightly better. I'm doing it. I'm so thirsty. Sorry, Chris, that I'm not doing a proper review, buddy. That's nice. Does that have the hops? Because that has a little bit of that like garlicky green onion thing mixing with the fruit. No, I don't see the hops. But that is a nice. I don't remember the last time I drank a beer out of a can. Wow, I'm so pretentious. But yeah, it has a nice mix of and like a little bit of dankness with that. With some nice orange. If you told me there was mosaic in this, I could see a little bit of berry. Yeah, I believe it. Skinny can. Final Colossus, Brew Gentleman, a double IPA made with Citra, Strata, and Cashmere. I'm loving Strata lately. I haven't had Cashmere in a while, but yeah, you can see like the can's a little skinnier. It's kind of cool. Again, this is just box one from it. It is the bigger box of the two he sent. Like that's how. Like I don't even know where I'm gonna put all this beer. Like that's where I'm at in my life right now. I know, yeah, complain about having too much beer. Brew Gentleman, Legendary Weapons, an American IPA made with Citra Mosaic hops. Heck yeah, 6.1% ABV. I'm kind of digging this. Like, you know, it's like the same exact height as these 16 ounces, but they're skinnier. Does it say they're out of Braddock, Pennsylvania? I mean, are they 12 ounces? It's pretty rad. Yeah, I must just be missing it. Anyone know? 12 ounces? They're 16. They're as tall as the 16 ounces, but they're skinnier. Oh, 14 ounces? Columbus Brewing Company Bodhi, Double India Pale Ale, 8.3% ABV. I like the wraparound on that one, actually. Columbus Brewing, another one I don't think I've had anything from. There's 4 more, and again, this is just that first box, because that's apparently how Chris rolls. The beer's going down too easily. Seeing Clear American IPA, brewed by Clag Brew, 6.7% ABV. That's cool. Like I really like that. The eye chart. Yeah, that's rad. And again, that same Clag Brewing. You know what? That's what I'm drinking is from that Clag Brewing. That's a really good beer. And which makes me really excited for those ones. 4 points. He has sent a bunch of these before, and I'm really grooving on this brewery. Brewed exclusively with Vic Secret hops from Australia, this beer is full and aromatic with notes of tropical fruit, pineapple, passion fruit, and a touch of dankness. 2-row Munich malt along with wheat and oats, 8.5% ABV. That's what I just read. Yeah, that's rad. That's rad. Two more of these skinny guys from Brew Gentleman. Recertified, a double IPA made with Citra hops, all Citra. Sign me up all day, every day on that. Mammoth, a double IPA made with a blend of American hops. That's rad. 8.5% on this guy, and the other one was 8%. Again, I'm loving these skinny ones. Dude, I will get to reviewing all of the beer I have, I promise. I'm just going to have to do 2 beers a day. Again, woe is me. Pity party. Too much delicious beer to drink. A lot of them seem to be like IPAs and stuff. My wife likes IPAs enough, so maybe I can get a little help from her. Joe from the Beer Patrol. So, speaking of having a lot of beer to drink, tomorrow afternoon, evening, I'll be posting an unboxing from Joe. So yeah, I have a lot of beer right now, but I will be getting to all the beer, FYI, to people watching, people who have sent. Just give me a little bit of time, I promise. And yeah, they are the best. And yeah, I'm trying to like keep the flow going, and I'm not thinking like stopping and thinking too much. But I definitely heard of these guys, and I didn't know that they canned like that. Like I've definitely heard of them, so that's really rad. Um, I talk about some of my videos like the sameness that some craft beer can have, whether it's packaging, can art, taste, things like that. So you do kind of see something that's a little different, and it does like catches your eye. All right, so this one has 4 16-ounces in it. 4 points, fruited sour ale, 4.5% ABV. Ooh, raspberry. I love me some raspberry. I'm totally okay with that. Hightower, The Beauty of Change. 5 point. Oh, it's very fitting. An Oktoberfest that's using the maple leaves, the fallen leaves. Definitely something I see in my neck of the woods. It's gonna be very cool. Flat Earth, New England style double IPA, double dry hop with Galaxy. I could go for a really nice Galaxy beer that's very crushed pineapple forward. We threw brewing science to the curb with this beer and added an unbelievably stupid amount of hops at every step of the process, including a double dry hop with Galaxy. Logic and reason need not apply. Just stop reading this. Believe us that it's good and drink it already. And this is Masthead. So I mentioned that he went recently there, and that none of these beers were from them. So I was like, oh, now I look like an idiot. But now I look like slightly less of an idiot. So that's always nice. And another Masthead. I reviewed a Masthead a while ago, and it was nice. I forget who it was, but someone who worked at the brewery got at me, and they were appreciative of the kind review. And I'm like, it was a good beer. Worst case scenario, double IPA. That sounds like the week I had. This is, double IPA. Does it have the ABV? 9% ABV, 100 IBU. When you give the brew staff free reign to brew a hoppy beer, you end up with the worst case scenario. This feat of hoppiness is brewed with a truly mind-numbing amount of hops. You'll be greeted with a bitter backbone along with the dank, tropical, and citrus characteristics of our brew staff's favorite hops. Enjoy fresh to maximize the hoppy goodness. And I did read that one. Okay. That one had a little bit more info than the other one. Where would Chicago rate on top 10 places for beer? Do you not find location to rate? Well, yeah, I don't think of it as like the geography doesn't inform my beer thoughts, but the beer and that geography forms, kind of a thing. I get what you're saying. It's, someone else mentioned a similar idea to me, I don't know, within the last month or so. And I've had so much beer to do reviews. I haven't been trying to think of other content to put out there, but essentially, like, I think that question was who's making the best bourbon barrel aged beer, or like whatever, just barrel aged beers. And Chicago came up in my mind as one of them, between, just Goose Island and Revolution, it would be enough, right? For that, to be at least in the top 3, I would think, for most people. But Chicago's very high. Clearly, if you watch the channel, I get a lot of Hop Butcher, like some of the other beer reviewers on YouTube, and then I've been loving these Revolution, the Deep Wood series. Obviously, I don't review a lot of Goose Island except Bourbon County. I love those beers so much. Typically, I got to spend some time in Chicago a couple years ago. Definitely some cool beer bars. I'm forgetting some of the other breweries there, and I apologize. That I really have enjoyed. Chicago's pretty high on the list. I'll leave it at that for now, at least. And Galaxy Misfit IPA is my all-time favorite beer. Nice. Just when Galaxy is more than just pineapple notes. To be fair to the Galaxy hop and give it its full due, but when Galaxy is delivering that crushed pineapple thing, and it's just the right level of sweetness from the malt all day, every day. I'm drinking this a lot faster than I planned on. So 2 of the 4 boxes have been unboxed at this point. All right, onward to Maxx. Maxx did not put a box within a box, so my one cut job should be enough. I see 2 bottles right off the bat. These are great shippers for bottles. Coles Road Brewing, I don't know Coles Road, presents A Descent into Madness #2. Check out that artwork. That's like tattoo artist artwork. I love that. That's fantastic. That's equal parts beautiful and like off-putting in the best possible way where you are intrigued by it. Imperial Stout with coconut. 14.1% ABV. I am all in on that. What's his name? He does like graphic novels. Did more back in the day, and then he did the Book of Genesis from the Bible. Is it Crumb, I believe? Kind of reminds me of like Crumb's lettering, which is perhaps a very geeky reference, even for me, with the Captain America shield. Oh, Chris is here. Cool, man. Sorry, man. So, yeah, Chris. Yeah, I did your boxes first, brother. Yeah, thanks a ton. That's that's. I was saying, and again, if you're watching from the beginning, you'll hear me say this. I have a lot of beer. I'll be getting to it, I promise, and I'm super stoked, man. Thanks again. Yeah, it does, right, Joe? I mean, that just, yeah. I'm all in. Okay, yeah. So this is. It looks like he sent 2 bottles of beer to me, and then the 2, 4, 6, 8 mystery beers. And again, if I remember correctly, for sure, the hiccup of why I'm maybe not remembering it the right way, because Nerd Sense has 2 guys, and right now with COVID and stuff, they're not doing in-person reviews. I think all 8 are the same beer, but number 8 is the only one that there was 4 of them, where we could all, in theory, all 4 of us, Matt, the 2 Nerd Sense guys, and myself, do it. Otherwise, we'd have to like figure out other combinations, which is cool and fine, and will be fun, and it'll be fun to play with that. Anyway, I believe that is what it is. So they should be the same 8, but only the 8th one is one that there's 4 of us. So like in theory, right? Like so, like Matt, Sean, and I do one, and then Matt, Mike and I do one, or just Matt and I do one, and then Sean and Matt do one, or whatever. Anyway, another one from Fox Farm. So Max is friends with Steven, and Steven sent me a box, and then that's when Max got at me like, "Oh, my friend Steven just sent you a box. How about I do this thing with the mystery beers for the Nerd Sense guys, you and Matt?" And so this is another one from Fox Farm, and Steven had sent a bunch of Fox Farm. I was actually going to drink 1 or 2 of those tomorrow and post those reviews soon. So there'll be some Fox Farm reviews coming up. But this is unlike any of the beers that he sent. Those were more, I think they were all hoppy. This one is Votive, a word I'm not familiar with, Votive. It's a double barrel imperial stout aged in I'd say cognac, but Armagnac and bourbon barrels. I don't know what Armagnac is, but it has the same ending as cognac and bourbon. I mean, obviously, no bourbon barrels. So this is from 2020. It's a 12.1% ABV beer, and it's batch number 2. Votive. Double barrel IPA or IPA, Imperial Stout. I don't know that one. Max is, yeah, I mean, it's nuts, man. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. What's going on? Yeah, today could not have been Friday fast enough. Let's see. I was leaving work Wednesday and said, "Have a nice weekend" to my coworkers. I was leaving work on Thursday. I said, "Hey, have a nice weekend." And then today it was finally actually Friday. And I wasn't like trying to be funny. Not only was my week crazy, but also the schedule was flipped. So like the days felt like different days. So yeah, if having 3 Fridays in the same, like the feeling of, hey, it's the weekend, and then it not happening twice, TGIF indeed, my friend. And cheers. Armagnac. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll remind people because sometimes people know that I'm a teacher. I'm a social studies teacher. I'm not an English teacher. So yeah, I'm not. I suck. Definitely not a good person when it comes to pronouncing things. So thank you. Cognac's older, more masculine sibling. Oh, okay. I'll take all the masculinity I can get. That's rad. And I do like cognac. So yeah, that's awesome. And then I'll show these beers and they're numbered, and that's a good indicator of like, yeah, so like, hey, let's review number 4, right? Because like we all the same 4. Looks like 3 leaked a little bit. All right, hopefully it's just that one. Yeah, 8 is the one we all have. Cute little guy, I like that. Number 2. If that was better, I would have made a point to pull these out in the right order. And number 1. So yeah, it looks like number 3 has some. It looks like it's just a top. And it's just the top maybe wasn't sealed great or something. The same thing happened to me. I sent some beer to Nerd Sense, and packaging was fine, but it definitely the seam was not good. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm a high school teacher, but yeah, I had that. I have some characteristics, I think, of a stereotypical teacher, and then some of like the teacher who tries too hard, like with like, hey, yeah, it's cool and everything's awesome and rad, So like I'm somewhere between those two kinds of teachers. Yak, ammoniac. Yeah, yeah. It's funny when I tell people I'm a high school teacher. They're like, you have that middle school energy, that goofiness. I'm like, oh, thanks. I think should have done an impromptu mystery beer review with number 3. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I still gotta make dinner, dude. Are you trying to get me drunk before I even have dinner? Okay. Yeah, I do like cognac, and I've definitely had cognac enough to be like I'm a fan of it. But this one stumped me. I don't, at least to my recollection, I've never had this before. Yeah, and I don't even have a glass to pour it in. I suck. And then number 4. Number 5. Maybe these ones I will pull out magically in the right order. Number 6. And yeah. And number 7. And I already did the number 8. Ooh, baby. Okay. All right. Let's see if this is any good. I can't even look at what the beer looks like. And I'll be drinking it over the tape. Oh, wait. So so this is the same beer. So if the guys at Nerd Sense or Matt at Massive are watching, stop watching because I'm going to do an unveiling of what this beer is. I'm getting some like spices to this. If this was a winter warm, not winter warmer, but like a gingerbread stout, and I'm wondering would this seem busting? Because I'm getting a little bit of like a porter, maybe brown ale thing, but definitely, unless it's some sort of oxidation thing, I'm getting some like not so much a little bit of cinnamon, but more of like the other spices you might throw into stuff like that, like nutmeg, allspice, kind of like that thing. It's reminded me a little bit of the spices, and yeah, like something like a pumpkin, but not invoking pumpkin-y beer. And it's tough because I have a little bit of the residual taste from the IPA I was drinking. You could tell me a couple different ABVs. I'm going to say this is like 8%, and it's got those adjuncts in it, but I could be completely wrong. Kyle drunk before, yeah. Except I'm trying to. My wife wanted to watch WandaVision. I've seen the first 4 episodes, and she wants to watch them. So I said, and I do want to rewatch them. So I gotta not get too drunk where I fall asleep because I do want to rewatch all 4 episodes. But it does look like on a fairly empty stomach, drinking 2 beers, this might happen, Joe. Go get a glass. Yeah, it's just I gotta walk away downstairs. Yeah, I'm doing the right thing, right? Jennifer, maybe it is a Kolsch. All right, so all things considered, that's what I'm going with. The nice thing about these being wrapped in paper towels and when they're leaking a little bit is it's super absorbent. And these seem like a really high quality. These are not a store brand paper towel. This is a Bounty. This is, the wet tape is very sticking to my fingers. Okay. If this doesn't have any adjuncts, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Nope. I'm very happy. Good. Okay. So great name. One of the greatest names of a beer I've seen lately. Cockbock. Excuse me. So that's the first thing I saw, and I was like, a Bach? I'm like, that was not where I mean, yeah, like a porter brown ale. Like, okay, maybe I'm not, especially without even looking at it, like I'm in that dark herb but not full on stout family. But then when I kept I've only seen the word nutmeg at this point. When I saw the word nutmeg, I'm like, I'll be fine. So this is 6.9%. I said there could be a range. I settled on 8. I'm fine with that. But Bach brewed with chicken. Yeah, you can totally get that. Nutmeg, clove, and raisin. So, like I said, like I could see some cinnamon in this, but I think it's more the other spices you would pair with it. I mentioned allspice. Maybe I said nutmeg or clove. I don't think I said. I might have said nutmeg, but like I'm totally fine with that. Raisins. I don't get like. Yeah, I wouldn't get like the dried, the raisin, the fig, the date kind of a thing. Um, and again, I might be fighting a little bit of oxidation at this point in terms of what I'm tasting versus how this was tasting when it was put into a can. But those spices are coming through enough, so I think I feel pretty good about that. Winter warmer, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, the chicken, yeah. Well, I'm not full on vegan, but like I haven't had chicken in about 6 months, so maybe it does taste like chicken. I'm just not remembering what chicken tastes like. um, not that I'm trying to get into my diet or whatever. There's no name for what I'm doing right now, but I think that flexitarian thing. I'm just trying to eat more, fruits and vegetables is basically what I'm doing. But anyway, you know what? I mean, I wasn't getting like a lot of like prickly carbonation, but a Bach to me doesn't have a ton of that either. I wouldn't say it was flat tasting, to be fair. That's fair. Um, this is the kind of, and not if people want to send mystery beers, I'll take anything. Obviously, my personal favorite mystery beers to do are ones that have adjuncts. It might be because I love cooking and stuff, and trying to season as I'm going, and taste and okay, what does this need more of, less of? What did I overdo? Like last night I was making something. I was making a sauce, and it was too much garlic, right? So I'm like, okay, crap. Like I don't want to try to make the sauce from scratch again. So like, what are some things I could put into, mute the garlic in it? And so I do kind of, that's like for me, that's the perfect mystery beer, but obviously it's fun to do all kinds. Um, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. No, no, you stumped me on that. Trevor, you stumped me, man. I don't know what that is. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. All right, so okay, so that is all the beer I got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Over a case of beer. But we're not done because we still have the beer gear to do. And my plan was to eat by 6, and it's 6 o'clock right now. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to do this and cook dinner before 6. Nice. All right. So, First Sip Brew Box is a company I'm a fan of, so I subscribe to them. I do. Last year, I just went with a full year. I had been doing month to month, and then I just was like, well, yeah, it's a little cheaper to just do a full year. So I did the full year. They're based out of Pittsburgh, like some of these beers. So that's pretty rad that Chris sent. Cheers. Yeah, nothing's written on the back. Thanks for your purchase. Just want to make sure it wasn't like anything personal or whatever. Brews to buy. That's pretty cool. Top 10 brews to buy. It's like a little card to write. Now, I will use this. Probably not in the foreseeable future because I have a lot of beer. No. Yeah. So, yeah, Joe is right on the money with my feeling. No. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of beer. I'm trying to think of where I can put this beer, what I can take out of the refrigerator. Like right now, I have like the Revolution Deep Wood Stouts because it says like keep cold on them. I have those in the fridge, so I could easily take those out, and there's 6 spots right there. So like for me, it's just like the logistics of putting this stuff into where that would make the most sense, like the IPAs to keep them cold, and then I always just feel a little bit of anxiety of reviewing beers where, people who sent beers periodically are seeing like, oh yeah, there's one of the ones I sent, and like, so like part of me thinks like I should just do all the ones Chris sent, but that would take me like 2 weeks. So then I would feel bad, like, for Max, like, oh, I sent him beer and he hasn't posted anything yet, so I try to like mix them in as well. Let alone any beers I buy myself, and admittedly, I haven't been buying a lot of national brands lately. If I do buy beer, I try to buy local. It's just kind of like that mix of between beers being sent, might as well try to support local when I can. So yeah, Joe, short version, yeah, I'm very happy, but I'm a little like, I hope people don't get mad at me because if I don't review these fast enough. Trevor, are you from Chicago? Misfit. Some six pieces are bad. Very cool. I do like some prog stuff. I grew up like I'm a big punk guy. I don't know if that comes across because I think some people think I'm pretty squeaky clean because I don't swear on my channel, but it's just because I'm a teacher and I don't need a bunch of F words on the internet that someone could make a compilation of. But yeah, no, I'm a big like punk hardcore guy. I like I mean, obviously like Rush or whatever, but like Coheed and Cambria is probably the proggiest ratio to the thing I listen to the most of that. But yeah, I grew up on punk. Yeah, thank you. Because yeah, these are some of the ones I couldn't think of the names of that I do think are really good out of Chicago. Yeah, I mean, it's just Galaxy is such an awesome hop. Yeah, yeah. This is exactly my thought, Joe. Bloomingdale, Wild Onion. Stump me on that. Yeah, that's why the cellar's so big, man. Because and that's the thing. I still haven't reviewed my beer that I'll do. So I've been trying to do Cellar Saturday, where I drink one of the beers in the cellar, and so I still haven't. That's why I was like a little hesitant to open a second beer right now because I haven't even done the review for tomorrow's Cellar Saturday. Because I'm doing for people watching this in the future. I'm filming this on a Friday, so I gotta. I know which beer I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my last. I'm really sad. I'm doing my last Weyerbacher's Sunday Morning Stout. A coffee stout aged in bourbon barrels. Some people used to call it the KBS killer. Yeah, so I'll probably be doing 2 beers a day. And my wife likes IPAs, so maybe she can help me kind of drink some of these down, which will be super rad. And nice. Yeah, punk. I mean, I hit that sweet spot. I was in 6th grade when Green Day's Dookie came out and like Basket Case changed my life, and I was like, hey, what is this? And then I had already been listening to the Beach Boys and the Go-Go's, and I kind of like learned how some of that music inspired some of the poppier punk stuff I was listening to, the Queers and some of their stuff on like the Lookout record label that Green Day had been on, the High Fives, Mr. T Experience, like things like that. And then like Blink-182 kind of hit with Cheshire Cat, and then Dude Ranch, like that. It was like that mainstream punk, but then it got me into like the underground punk too. And yeah, and then just appreciation of the Ramones and the the Clash. I never got into the Sex Pistols, but like definitely the Ramones and especially the Clash. And then that kind of gateway into some of the hardcore stuff. Um, like Newfound Glory, and one of the guitarists was a singer in a hardcore band, so I checked them out. And then I got into more aggressive music, and then I saw Coheed open up for Piebald and the Juliana Theory, like post-hardcore stuff. I was like, what is this music? And I'm like, it was just so amazing and different than what I was listening to, but it also fit what I was listening to. So yeah, like Coheed, I'm a huge fan of theirs and what they do. And saw them play at Hellfest in Syracuse, New York. A bunch of hardcore bands, like they totally fit in, but they're not like that style at all. It was really rad. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I love that beer, and I could buy a bunch of it easily, and it was at a good price. And yeah, I'm hoping the coffee held up. Oh. Man, so yeah, I have about 90 Funko Pops, and I think I'm still under 100, barely. But I use an Amazon rewards credit card, so most of these I just use my points on. So sometimes people are like, "Wait, it's like $900 worth of pops." I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't spend money on almost any of them. It was all just points." But top three, oh man. From The Office, Dwight holding his stapler in Jello. The Groot with the glow in the dark hand, because it was not the one with the glow in the dark hand. The Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, I used that, and I put the ring in it when I proposed to my wife, so I have to say that one, obviously. But it is also probably one of my favorites because I love Groot. And that might be my third. Man, the third one's a tough one. I have a Mysterio from the last Spider-Man movie, and you press a button and his helmet and everything actually glows, which is really rad. But it's a really goofy pick. Speaking of Spider-Man, I have a Captain America from the post-credit scene it's from the movie and the post-credit scene where he's sitting in a chair backwards, like talking to the young people as Captain America, like, hey, you shouldn't, do this kind of a thing. It's just so specific and goofy. I kind of love it. Yeah, Dookie, you know what, and I get it, like they're mainstream or whatever, sellouts or whatever term people want to use, that's fine, whatever. Green Day freaking rules. Well, the most recent stuff I haven't been into, but their stuff prior to Dookie, through, I don't know. I'm trying to think when I stopped listening to them, like their new stuff. Maybe 2 albums ago. Do you or did you ever chase hype beer? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of the thing with the name of the channel is either I try to review beer that's not hyped, or if it is hyped, I try not to let the hype influence me. I've waited in lines at Treehouse, for example, so I'm not going to act like I'm better than people when it comes to like chasing stuff. But not to sound like a cop-out answer, when I look at different kinds of craft beer drinkers, I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I'm not doing crazy things to get hyped beer. I don't think anyway. I typically don't pay crazy money on the secondary. I might buy something on the secondary market. I might and I appreciate people sitting through ads on my channel, but like I might put like, they only pay every time you make $100, they give you your $100. About every 3 months, I get about $100 from YouTube. So then I might be like, oh, I got $100. Maybe I should, buy that tougher to find beer or whatever. So I kind of try to reinvest in a channel that way. So to speak. But but I'm also not someone who's just like, oh, like I found this Dusty 6-pack of, Dogfish had 60 Minute on the shelf and I'm going to buy that. I'm like probably somewhere in the middle of not caring at all and like totally, I try not, like I saw Planet the Younger sold out really quickly and like people are freaking out. Like I'm not that guy either. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Misfit IPA, and then them doing variants and the Galaxy being his favorite stumped me, and then that makes sense because I don't know Wild Onion. That's rad. That's rad. Good, because I probably should put something in my system. Regrained super grain puffs, smoked sea salt and pepper with artisanal salt and cracked black pepper, upcycled. So they're using cornmeal, corn flour, regrained, super grain, barley, wheat, and rye, sunflower. Oh, that's cool. So they're using like spent grain and stuff and making. That's a really cool idea. Ideas I wish I had. I was gonna say this box smells really good. I bet it has some soap or something. Beer and Oats handmade beer soap. Probably one of my Joe. My wife's gonna be mad. Like they were eating dinner around 6 and watching WandaVision. Impromptu food review, baby. I love beer soap. I'm a big fan of it. Actually, Dogfish Head, their beer soap is what got me into beer soaps. You're a bad influence on me, Joe. So they look like that. They're like smaller looking sun chips. That's really good. I will say this, I would buy those for sure. If I saw those at the store, I'd buy them. They almost are like a mix of a crisp and they have, I know it has the salt and the pepper and you get that. Almost like a little bit of a smoky thing. Do they use like liquid smoke or something? I don't know which one of these flavors would give me that a little bit of this smoky. You know what it is? It's the savory umami thing. That's what it is with the saltiness and some of that stuff. That's what it is. Yeah, these are really good. They're really good. How awesome is Joe? Let's just a little moment of recognizing that Joe from the Beer Patrol is the man. This is going to be good because I might want to drink this. I know exactly what this is. Oh, and then speaking of a lot of beer, next weekend is the Extreme Beer Festival. That's usually held in Boston. Their virtual one, and yeah, I bought that box to do that with the Nerd Sense guys and Keith from 93 Lumber. So I had that box of beer that I haven't even unboxed yet because I was waiting. Sean from Nerd Sense was having some delays with getting his. So a lot of beer. But anyway, this is basically one of those things that puts like B12 and stuff into your system, try to prevent a hangover. So that'll be needed. It's a glass. I mean, it's not clean, so I would have felt to pour a beer in it. But we finally have our glass. Oh, Butler. So they've sent some like stickers from Butler. I don't know the brewery. Brewworks, Adventurous Ales. For a pint glass, like that's a nice like logo, and I like the work there. That's nice. Oh, speaking of those stickers, I've not gotten that sticker before, but I did get it. And the reason I know I got this sticker is because it reminded me of a Hershey's bar. And I knew this sticker was coming. I love that. Just a whole world on the hop. I think it's really rad. Eat beer. This is a sticker for the puffs, the regrained.com. Yeah, you know what? That's one of the things I like about First Sip Brew Box. And again, I subscribe to them. This is not paid promotion. I'm not, there's no deal between us. I like them. They're a small business. And then the cool thing about them, not only are they a small business, but then they exposed me to other small businesses. Like I've never heard of these Regrained before. I mean, I would totally buy them again, so that's pretty rad. Hopefully after all this beer, I can fit into this shirt. So just like the sticker, I just love that. Hops are just a cool looking thing. So like, I love it when breweries and beer related things use the hop. And I just love that image. And there's something on the back. Cheers from around the world. Oh, it's cool. It's different ways of saying cheers. Now, I actually have a funny story about this. I believe that is, I looked it up too. I went to China for 2 weeks a few years ago, and I wanted to know how to say cheers in Mandarin. A lot of people will say, um, they speak Chinese in China. There's a lot of different dialects. There's like a lot of different dialects, and Mandarin's the most common. Cantonese, I believe, is the second most common. But I knew where we were going. They spoke Mandarin, so I just looked up Mandarin cheers, and it was at Gambay. And so we get over there, and we're in a situation, and there is that thing, that cultural thing that I found where they're like, "Oh, you're from America. Like, what do you do? Like, because we think American culture is so cool. It's like the blue jean thing, right? Like, oh, blue jeans are popular there in America, so like we want to wear them here." I'm not crazy, like that is a thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like that is a thing. But like, they definitely like American culture. And there were these times when I was there where they're like, "Oh, the Americans doing it this way. We want to do it this way as well." So we were at a place, and they ordered a pitcher of beer for us at the table. And it was interesting because everything had to be sanitized for us. Even though beer should be okay for us to drink because of the alcohol and the boiling process, it was this closed pitcher, and then it was encased with plastic, like you would find like on a Snapple top or whatever, where you pull that off so you could pull the top off. But like the whole thing had that. So they took that off, and they poured the beer into glasses with ice. And I was like, "Oh, no ice for me, please." And so then all these Chinese guys started digging the ice out of their beer. So like, "Oh, if the American doesn't put ice into his beer, we don't want to drink it that way." But anyway, so we started drinking, and I went, I had the beer without ice, and I was like, "Oh, Gambay." And they all rolled their eyes at me, and then they chugged the beer, and I was like, and luckily there was a translator there. I'm like, "Why did they just pound those beers?" I just wanted to say cheers, and then well wishes, let's drink to our health, like kind of a thing, like a normal cheers. And the translator, she tells me, she goes, "Oh, that's not how we say cheers." She said, basically, you question their masculinity. You called them a wussy, but with a different first letter. And they had to prove their masculinity by pounding their drink. And I'm like, and then when they saw my facial expression, they started to laugh because they realized I made a mistake. So then she explained explicitly that I was trying to say cheers, and I did not mean to question their masculinity. So, of course, then they all looked at me and said, "Gambay," and then I had to pound my beer without ice. All right, got a couple comments. Dude, now you have to review a Dusty six-pack of 60-minute. Yeah, do I? Do I have to do that though, Joe? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, they're really good. I saw an unboxing from Keith left. Yeah, I didn't realize Keith ordered the box until very recently. And I saw his post, and I was like, "Oh crap, it would have been nice to try to get all four of us." I had only been talking to the guys at Nerd Sense, waiting for this second box to come, Sean's box, and then Keith posted his, or maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Either someone's mentioned it, or I saw Keith post his unboxing video. I was like, "Oh crap, we could have done all four of us together," but whatever. Yeah, seriously, dude. Yeah, I'll make sure I feel good. For the win, baby. Although there wasn't that long ago, I had a Victor who is a co-owner of a hop farm in Pennsylvania on, and we both decided to do a 60-minute beer together, and I couldn't find a fresh one, didn't really look, and bought, it was like 9 months old, and it was still delicious. It was in like the tall cans. Oops. It would be like Fear Factor, yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. It was a great trip. But yeah, that story specifically was a lot of, it was just crazy, like the cultural differencing. That's what I do, man. I'm not a very masculine dude in my opinion, but apparently that's what I do, is just walk around, question people's masculinity. 90, oh my God. Cheers. All right, so it's 20 minutes after I said I'd have dinner ready for me and my wife so we could watch WandaVision. So I am going to get going. But yeah, tons of beer. So thanks to everyone who's watching. Thanks to everyone who sent beer. If you're interested in First Sip Brew Box, again, I'm just a customer, but I really like their product. I did put a link in the description box below. But yeah, thanks guys for watching and participating. It's really, you know, when I started doing the live stream, I didn't know if people were going to be on or not, and it's steadily grown, so that's pretty rad. What is the top whale you are still chasing? Ooh, In the least whatever way, I've been really fortunate to drink a lot of the beer I really wanted to try. The there's one of the Treehouse beers, their green series. I love Galaxy, as we've talked about a few times on this stream. And I've had green, I've had very green, but very, like whatever, like, but there's one of them I haven't had. I forget which one, which variant. So I'm gonna say that if you give me some time to think about it, I probably would pick a different one. That's the one that comes off the top of my head. You as well, Joe. Always a pleasure, dude. And again, people who are interested, on Saturday I'll be posting on an unboxing video I did from Joe. You too, man. I really appreciate it. Cheers. All right, I really gotta get going, everyone. But have a good night. Good day whenever you're watching it, and I will talk to you guys later, or whatever. What I normally say. Cheers. Bye. Blah 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 blah.